please. Stuart's coming. Come in, please.
Nice to see you. How are you, my friend? Great to see you. Welcome to the Well, great to see you guys, and thank you again so much for dropping into our boardroom. We normally catch up with you in Canberra, so it's nice to have you in our home office for a change, and you can see where we're based.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
I think one of the key things is, and I know you guys are meticulous with your record keeping, is sitting back and having a look at the year that's gone by, and then you work on, what's to come. But I think from an investing time frame, we'll talk about your retirement journey in a moment. A year is a really short period of time, so I want to remind you of a couple of things. I've got notes so I don't forget.
Sure.
Over the last 3 years, so 2023, you returned 12%. That was against an industry super average of 9.6, just to give you a comparison.
Okay.
2024, you returned 17%, which was against an industry super average of 11.5. And this year, you've banked an absolutely fantastic 15.6% against an industry super average of 10.5. So you've outperformed the industry by about 50%.
Jeez.
I know you guys are quite modest, and we've got to know each other. We've got to know each other very well. You've been long-standing clients now for quite a considerable period of time.
Indeed.
And every time you speak to something, you kind of undersell it and go, "Oh, we sort of grind it out. We're mum and dad investors," which you are.
Yes.
But you're achieving professional returns consistently.
Mm.
And I guess for me as a message, it highlights who's got the most vested interest in your financial future other than yourself. You have to take control to do that.
Yes.
I remember one day last year, and I think you'll correct me if I'm wrong, it might have been April 10th last year.
Let's talk about April 10th. The last number written down here.
Yeah, because I remember we spoke on the phone that morning,
Absolutely.
that afternoon, I should say, Stuart. You guys were in the Whit Sundays on
Yes.
holidays, and you'd made 205,000
That's
on
right.
market open.
Yeah.
Surprised you didn't buy one of those catamarans that you were looking at. How did that feel, guys?
Well, it was just really remarkable that you happened to call that day, because I think I just sent an email because I just had to tell somebody. I mean, you don't sort of get those results it's the first time ever. It's the most we've ever made in one day. So I banged off an email to say, "Hey, look at this," and then you called me that afternoon.
Remember receiving that email? It was very good reading.
Yes. No, it was. It's good when those sorts of things happen. It's it's very.
So $205,000 profit in one day.
Yep.
Not a bad hit up.
Not a bad hit up.
Sort of a couple of years' salary for most people.
Yeah. Pays for a few holidays too.
Yeah, well, quite right. And I think, you were up in the Whit Sundays. I mean, you told me you had to go and get Starlink so you could trade while you're on the boat.
Absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit about the flexibility of this. And it is a business. It's not okay, you can call it a hobby, a paying hobby, or a business, whichever category you'd like to drop it into.
Certainly.
But it's not one that requires you to be tied to a desk. Clearly,
No.
10 countries through the year, sailing around the Whit Sundays,
Yep.
205 grand in the day, 540 grand for the year. Pretty flexible.
Very flexible. I mean, we're lucky in that because if you have the technology and you have good systems in place and good people to work with, you can do these types of things. I mean, we've been able to do this when we've been sailing around Antarctica, out in the Gobi Desert, in Mongolia, out on the Serengeti in Africa during the migration with the animals. It's fantastic.
I reckon we
Look, $544,000 banked profit in 1 year is a great achievement by any stretch. My question for you guys: you joined us in about 2019.
That's right.
What's been the biggest change for you guys, lifestyle-wise, since joining us?
We sit a lot closer to the front of the plane than we used to. The style of hotels we stay in now is a lot different to what it used to be. I mean, we're now staying in very, very, very nice accommodation. We don't worry too much about the costs of the travel, and we do a lot of travel. I mean, our travel budget is huge, increased enormously. What would you say our biggest?
Just
Well,
even enjoying life more than ever.
yes.
Well, time marches on and you've got all these things to do and you need to fit them all in. And so we've got the opportunity to do it. So it's wonderful.
If you're from the outside looking in, it's certainly achievable because I don't think there's anything special about us particularly. but I think we just adhere to the rules. We've worked out rules that work for us. We've worked out techniques that fit in with our lifestyle. Like we don't we don't sit a long time in front of the screen analysing shares or trying to work out where to put our buyers and sellers orders, because we've now worked those processes out. So now it's very, very quick. You've got to have a clear understanding of what you want to do, work out how you're going to get there, or get a team of people around you who can help you go to where you want to go. And yeah, I think your organisation is as fine an organisation in that regard as there is. So I would have no problem sort of recommending they come and have a chat. The strategies that you talk about, the direction that you encourage people to go down was so aligned to what we were doing already. And that just cemented for me that maybe we're not on the wrong path here. Maybe the path we're going down is a solid one. And so that's why, I keep, sort of harping on about that. What you guys do, I really enjoy.
I think that's a really interesting point, in that oftentimes in our own mind, we might think we know something, but when you get that validation or confirmation from another set of eyes or ears from outside, it just is that hand on the shoulder sometimes that can just keep you moving forward with a lot more confidence. You can stride in. And you guys obviously work as a tightly knit team.
Absolutely. Very tight.
From the order execution and running the business side of things, Jill, I mean, it's instrumental. That's your lane, as we know from previous conversations. Yes. What sort of time input for you throughout the day in your lane with all of this?
Oh, probably just to put the shares in 5-10 minutes, depending on the number we've got.
It's been another big year for you guys, and I think this is important, right? A lot of people look at investing and go, "Oh, you had a good year," and if you look at various asset classes, crypto got absolutely belted last year, and you've seen all the social media commentators disappear. Everyone at the moment is, gold, silver, which, let's be fair, have been quite strong over the last number of years. What I think when you look at investment performance is to look at a bigger window of year on year on year, because what that reflects is both consistency of process and consistency of outcome. And that takes a lot of doing. And then when you look at that compared to outperformance of a normal benchmark, be that industry super or the market, which you've comfortably achieved over the last 3 years and beyond, I think you should be very, very proud of where this is going. And proud is just a term. The dollars also help. Now, I know you guys like to travel light, and unfortunately, we're going to put pay to that today, because what I have for you, unbeknownst to you, is another little trophy here for your cabinet, which just must be getting full of these.
Congratulations.
For consistency, for the approach that you take of weaving this around your lifestyle, which is a very enviable lifestyle, banking over $500,000, $544,000 of profit, which is a 15.6% return, again, over 50% higher than the return from industry super. Wow. Very, very worthy. Congratulations, guys, on being one of our Australian Investment Education Traders of the Year for the 2025 year. Congratulations, guys.
Totally
Congrats,
unexpected.
guys.
That's
Very humbling.
Absolutely.
Very humbling indeed. We certainly didn't expect this at all.
Always expect the unexpected. Better yet, make sure you pass your old iPad on to your grandchildren.
Oh.
Another one of those to take on this year's travels, to be totally portable.
Wow.
And on the road with their blessing. And hopefully that helps you do a bit of work around the pool or on the boat or wherever it may be.
And look, I'd just like to say thanks. We really enjoy the work you guys do and the stuff you put out there. And I just find it absolutely really good to listen to. I find there's so much value in the material you provide, and the consistency of it as well. That's really great. And that's why I'm more than happy to recommend RIE to people when they contact me. It's a great journey. It's a great journey.